Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped, and we've got another exciting episode for you today. Today we're talking about the fantasy overview of the Toronto Maple Leafs for the upcoming 2021 season. Before we get started, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I would really appreciate the support. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. First, let's start off with Toronto's lines. On that top line, Joe Thornton, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. On that second line, Jimmy Vesey, John Tavares, and William Nylander. On that third line, Ilya Mikheyev, Alexander Kerfoot, and Zach Hyman. Now on the day of this recording, the Leafs practiced their power play, and this is what their power play lines look like. On that top power play, it is Wayne Simmonds, Joe Thornton, Mitch Marner, Morgan Rielly, and Austin Matthews. On that second power play, it's Zach Hyman, John Tavares, Jason Spezza, Mikko Lehtonen, and William Nylander. Now, as you can see, both these power plays have a decent amount of talent on them, which means they'll probably play both these power plays a pretty even amount. So there's not really a number 1 power play and a number 2 power play. It's more like a 1A, 1B at best, and both these power play units should be seeing a good amount of power play time. Alrighty guys, so without further ado, let's jump right into our do not draft list. And first on that list, guys, is Zach Hyman, currently ranked 174 overall, which is pretty high. Last year he had 37 points in 51 games. But the reason that I'm worried is his shooting percentage was almost 20%, which is absolutely insane. That's more than double the league average for shooting percentages. So yeah, Hyman had a great season last year. He was getting close to a point per game pace, but his numbers are super unsustainable, honestly. And this year he'll be playing on a third line with Mikheyev and Kerfoot. Previously, he was playing with guys like Matthews and Tavares, so there's no way his numbers stay that high. They're only going to go down this year, so I would avoid Zach Hyman, even though he is getting some power play time this year. Alright guys, so next on this list are defensemen Jake Muzzin and TJ Brodie. And these are guys that have had some kind of fantasy value in the past, but now the way they're going to be utilized in Toronto, I don't really see them having a whole lot of fantasy value. Muzzin only had 23 points last year, and Brodie only had 21. And those numbers, I don't see them going up. Muzzin and Brodie will not be used on the power play at all this year. Muzzin was barely used on the power play last year as well. With Mikko Lehtonen joining the team, I don't see a situation where Muzzin or Brodie get any kind of power play time just because they don't really belong there. They have a different kind of role on the Leafs. If Mikko Lehtonen or Morgan Rielly were to get injured, then they might become a viable pickup off waivers, but they're probably going to be drafted, and they don't deserve to be drafted because they're not going to get a lot of points. Yeah, Muzzin and Brodie are decent at blocking shots, and Muzzin hits a decent amount, but honestly, I don't see that being enough to warrant a draft for Muzzin or Brodie. So next on this list, guys, is Wayne Simmonds, and after seeing the Leafs power play lines, you can kind of make, a case for drafting Wayne Simmonds. But I'm still not too high on him. Yeah, he's going to be playing top power play minutes with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, but 5-on-5 play, he's going to be a fourth liner. So pretty much every single point he's going to get is going to be on the power play, and there's not going to be enough points that he's going to get there to warrant a draft price. Okay, if you're in a Bangers league, you can take a chance on him. He wouldn't be the worst pick in the world because he hits a good amount. Other than that, I'd really stay away from Wayne Simmonds this season. Alright guys, so now that we're done with our do not draft list, let's jump right into our draft list. And first on that list, guys, is Austin Matthews. He had 80 points last year and almost 50 goals and 290 shots on goal. Yeah, Austin Matthews is a top 10 pick for sure this year, and he will not let you down at all. He shoots a lot, and he's going to score a lot. He might lead the league in goals this year. Actually, that's my bold prediction this year, that Austin Matthews will lead the league in goals. Alright guys, so next on the list is Matthews' line mate, Mitch Marner, currently ranked at 17. He got 67 points last year in only 59 games, so Marner is a very safe pick at where he's currently being drafted. He'll get a lot of points, you don't have to worry about it. He's going to get top power play time, top line time with Austin Matthews, so there is really no worries in drafting Mitch Marner. Next on the list, guys, currently ranked at number 27, is John Tavares. And last year, Tavares was basically a point per game guy with 60 points in 63 games, and he had almost 200 shots on goal. So again, Tavares is another very, very safe draft pick where he's currently being drafted, and will get you a lot of points, lots of shots on goal, very much guaranteed points every single night. So you do not have to worry at all drafting Jonathan Tavares at around number 27. Next on this draft list, guys, ranked at number 52, is goaltender Frederik Andersen, and he's another very, very safe pick because he'll be getting the vast majority of the starts in Toronto. They've done it in past years, they're going to do it again. They're going to lean on Freddie Andersen to start at least 80% of their games as usual, and I think he'll get a lot of wins this year in the Canadian division. Next on the list, guys, is Morgan Rielly, who only had 27 points in 47 games last year. Don't let that fool you, though. In the back half of the season, they had put Tyson Barrie on that top power play instead of Morgan Rielly. Tyson Barrie is not on the team anymore. Morgan Rielly's going to get all that top power play time. The only thing that might be a little bit worrisome is the Leafs aren't really running one power play this year. They're running two, and the second one's being manned by Mikko Lehtinen. But the thing is, that top power play is a little bit better than the second power play with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner on that top power play. So Morgan Rielly should have no issues getting a whole bunch of power play points. I do not mind drafting Morgan Rielly at around 72. Next on this list, guys, is William Nylander, currently ranked at 88 overall. He ended up last year with 59 points in 68 games, which is pretty good, but his shooting percentage was a little bit high. So yeah, that's going to go down just a little bit, but William Nylander is still a very safe option and should get you a good amount of points skating alongside Jonathan Tavares this year on both his line and the power play. He's a guy that likes to shoot a lot as well, so you don't have to worry. He'll get you pretty much guaranteed points every single night because he shoots the puck a whole lot, almost 200 times last year. Next on this list, guys, currently ranked at 285 is Ilya Mikheyev. He had 23 points in 39 games last year, which is pretty decent for a rookie. He also had 98 shots in just those 39 games, so he likes to shoot the puck a lot. Now, I'm not super high on Ilya Mikheyev because he's only playing on that third line with Kerfoot and Hyman. But all it takes is one injury to the Leafs' top six, or even some reshuffling, because I honestly don't see Vesey and Thornton sticking on the top two lines the entire season. So the second the lines change up a little bit, or someone gets injured up there, Mikheyev is the first one to benefit, and he should be seeing some power play time as soon as someone gets injured. I don't mind drafting him only because he's so low at 285 and should still get you some decent amount of points because he is very talented. Next on this list, guys, currently ranked at 346 is Jumbo Joe Thornton. He had a decent season last year in San Jose, scoring 31 points in 70 games. Keep in mind, though, he was playing on San Jose's third line, a third line of a very bad team. Now this year he's getting a very unique opportunity to play on the top line with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. I don't know how long he's going to stick there. He's old. He may not be able to keep up with them for the amount of ice time they'll be playing, but for now he's absolutely worth a draft pick late in your draft because he's playing with two absolute studs. For as long as he sticks with them, you can draft him and keep him in your lineup. To start the season off, he'll be eligible only as a center in your lineup. But since he's playing on that left wing with Matthews and Marner, he should gain that left wing eligibility pretty quickly. Last on my draft list, guys, and this is my must draft of the video, that's Mikko Lehtinen. The Leafs signed this guy directly out of Russia. A lot of teams wanted to sign this guy. He's a Finn, but he played really, really well in the KHL, and I think he's going to be a real steal in drafts considering his ranking right now is over 1,000. The way he's being utilized on the Leafs is on the power play. He's getting second power play time, but that second power play has Tavares and Nylander, so they're going to be playing that second power play unit a lot. And I see his numbers being a little bit less, but pretty similar to Morgan Rielly, honestly. And this guy's going to be taken dead last round of your draft if you want, or even post-draft, you can probably pick this guy off of waivers. I think he's an absolute steal considering he's not being drafted in the vast majority of leagues. So if you haven't drafted yet, yeah, grab him with your last pick of the draft. Or if you've already drafted, go ahead and scoop him off waivers because he can really help your team. Worst comes to worst, he doesn't look that great. Someone else takes his spot on that second power play, and you drop him. You didn't pay a very high price for him anyway. he's definitely worth the risk. So that's it for the draft list, guys. We're going to jump into our keep an eye out for list, and these are guys that you should look out for because they're not necessarily going to make the team right away, but if they do, or if they're added at some point during the season, they can make a real impact. First on this list, guys, is Nick Robertson, who's the Leafs' best forward prospect right now. He played in the playoffs last year. He got 1 goal in 4 games, which is pretty decent. But this year, right now, he's not slotted into any of the lines, which is a little bit worrisome. So if he doesn't make that team, definitely do not draft him. But the second there's an injury, he'll probably be slotted in and might have some value right away. It remains to be seen how he's going to be used. So right now, don't draft him. Keep an eye out and just take a look. Next on this list, guys, is the Leafs' best defensive prospect, Rasmus Sandin. And right now, he's not in the lineup either. But the second there's an injury, or if he looks really, really good in training camp, they might add him to the lineup, in which case he might have some kind of value. They might put him on the second power play. You never know. Just keep an eye on it. Don't draft him. But if they start using him, they start giving him some power play time, maybe give him a scoop. And next on this list, guys, is Alexander Kerfoot. And the only reason he's on this list is because he's ranked so low at 580. So no one's going to draft him in your draft. It's very unlikely that he's taken in your draft. So if the Leafs ever have a very favorable schedule for a week, you can go ahead and grab Alexander Kerfoot and slot him in, get a couple of games out of him, and he won't do too bad for you. But by no means am I suggesting that you should draft Alexander Kerfoot. Alright guys, you've reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. I really appreciate the support. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Let me know how I can improve these videos. Until next time guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.